So guys, we're on the first digital meetup from Safe Haven. So you guys are the first lucky ones. Thomas, welcome, joining me. Thomas is our business growth manager at Safe Haven. So he's basically the guy who's always sitting next to me, not really sitting next to me, but always helping me out.
On my screen right now, I'm actually next to you, so this works out. So this is good. Okay.
Yeah, well positioned.
And we have Nebula. Nebula is like a new member from the community, like recently joined. Okay, is really active on Twitter. Then we have Simone. I guess Simone is from Italy.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy. Everyone knows Jeremy. And then we have Gasper. Gasper is. I think you are following us like a few months now.
Since from the beginning.
No, Gasper's been here for a while, if I remember. I don't know that he's as active as he once was, but that's okay. He's here today, so that's really what matters, right?
I remember we sent like 40 safe keys to Gasper for his business, if I'm right, to Slovenia. Yep. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, guys. So you have sent me some questions. You guys just shoot. Okay. We will start with the first question, and we will see where this conversation leads to. All right. So I suggest we will start with Nebula. If you have something to ask, you can just throw it in the group.
Gino, thank you so much, first and foremost, for having me on here. I'm very appreciative for being selected to be a part of something so important like this. And I just want to say thanks to everyone else, too. I feel so honored to be welcomed in this community at such an early stage. And I'm just going to get started with the question. All right. So everybody knows about the KuCoin listing that we recently had. Yeah. Great news. Awesome. Has KuCoin shown interest in developing staking within their PoolX platform?
Well, of course, like I said before, if we want to make an agreement with an exchange, you know, we want to push forward our products. Okay. But KuCoin is next level. Okay. So these guys are interested in SafeKey and they're interested in Heritage, otherwise we wouldn't be listed. Okay, so they have done a lot of due diligence on Safe Haven. Like maybe Thomas can confirm. Like maybe
let me just make sure we're on the same page. Nebula, did you ask about PoolX?
Yes, sir. The PoolX.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. That's what I just. Okay, so in regards to that, I will state this. Okay, because we're obviously constant talks now at this point with KuCoin. So don't mind my children, all right? Everybody understands what's going on in the world right now. Great, thank you. With that being said, okay, there is an active, and I've mentioned this morning, an active marketing campaign that will be drawn along with KuCoin, okay? I'm not gonna say what is going to happen. I'm not gonna say where it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, but I will tell you that there's an active marketing campaign. It's being discussed and it will be delivered to the community via KuCoin. It's not going to come from us right away. So you'll see it on KuCoin, whatever is, but we're not just going to, we're engaging in a partnership with KuCoin. And whenever we do this with any organization, okay, as Legino just mentioned, we're gonna look to integrate stuff like SafeKey and Heritage protocol and such. Okay. However, we also have to do our part and support their mechanisms, right? Their marketing efforts. So I will tell you that there is a marketing effort that is going to take place. You'll probably see it within the next 2 weeks. Okay. And then we'll go from there. Okay. But to answer your question in regards to whether it's PoolX or whatever, whatever it is that we're going to work with KuCoin, you're going to see us. Okay. You're going to see us. And the good thing about it is that marketing campaign is going to be meant for us, for our community to see our engagement and what we owe KuCoin essentially, as well as they're going to be, campaigns and marketing efforts that are drawn to bring people in. So it's going to be really dependent on you guys, members of the community, all right, to bring in, when we see people coming into those telegrams, okay, and on Twitter, okay, if there's misrepresentation or information that is not correct that you see coming across, step out. Go ahead and let them know that you guys know this information. You guys have all been part of this project and community members for quite some time now. So with that being stated, you know, open our door to anybody who comes in. And that's going to be the most important part in the next couple of weeks for you guys. Okay. So Nebula, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the answer. That was exactly what I was looking for, and I wasn't expecting, honestly, that much more than that, because I understand that we need to let these people that we're getting on the exchanges listen on. That's like their job, to let their community know what's happening. Because
Also the, you know, like you have KuCoin, and of course we talked about safety integration, inherity integration, you know. But like I said before so many times, you know, if you are listing on a new exchange, the first thing you have to do is build trust, okay? And we have to show KuCoin that we are willing to work with them and bring users to their platform. And once we have shown that they can trust us and we want to move forward together, then we can discuss integration of safety, you know. You don't get anything for nothing. You have to work together. And if we deliver something, they will deliver something. That's how it works, okay?
yes, sir.
All right. Jeremy, you pinged me that you have an important question.
Yeah, I was just, sorry, my internet connection might be a little iffy. But yeah, I was looking at the more funding related question. This is in regards to the Series A funding round.
Yeah.
Can you please kind of just explain the thought process behind seeking that funding round and what those funds would be used for?
Yeah.
And any details you could release about that?
Okay. So
He's going for the throat, man. He's going for the throat.
yeah.
I'm a stats man, so I need to know.
These are the questions I like, Thomas. You know that. So
I do. Go ahead.
Well, Jeremy, when you're building a business, when you're doing a startup, okay, like we are doing right now, 2017, we started with Safe Haven and doing our ICO, okay, in 2018, our TGE on VeChain. And we decided that in the first year from 2018, 2019, not accepting any venture capitals or not selling any equity, you know. Like at the moment, the business is still 100% owned by the three founders. So me, Andy, and Jürgen, okay. And I will speak straightforward, okay, because in my opinion, if you go to a venture capital 2018, these guys know you need money, okay, because you are a startup, you're just beginning. And if these guys know that you need money, they will get to push the best deal in their interest, okay. And so why are we deciding to do a equity round, first round right now is because we already have revenue, okay? We are selling our safeties. Equity, Inherity is coming to the market. So we are doing well on our tokenomics. Now we are releasing KuCoin. These are all factors that are very important, okay? And we are convinced that if we go to venture capital right now, that we can discuss the best deal for us, not for them, but for us, okay? And we need an equity round. We need people like strategic investors coming in who have experience in building a company outside of Europe, like in America, India, China, Japan. You know, we need people who have the experience, because me, Andy, Jürgen, Thomas, we are based in Belgium and in the USA, okay? So we know that if we can attract people who, like, you know, in an equity round, as we decide, like we sell 10, 15% of our shares to other persons, okay? And these guys giving us money, okay? Of course, this is not money going to us. This is money who will stay in the company. And we will use this money for marketing, who is really important, okay? So like we said, we are not only targeting the crypto business, we are also targeting the traditional market, okay? And we have people in the US, in Switzerland, in Japan, who are offering vault solutions to their customers. We have banks, we have governments, okay? And if we want to approach institutions like that, we need the right people on the right spot. And this is the reason we are doing an equity round, our first round. And as of today, we are speaking to several ones. We have the iMac. We are speaking to, it's like a big company who is, how do I say this, who is investing in several startups. They have been investing in Arcane, if you guys are familiar with Arcane. Our friends from Belgium as well. We are speaking to a new fund from Brussels who just released a $10 million fund from blockchain projects out of Belgium. These guys are really interested. We have a call on Friday. So these meetings are going really well, okay? But like I said before, we were only making a deal if it's good for our company, not beneficial for them, but beneficial for us, because we have a strong position right now. Our token is doing well. We have revenue. Inherity is coming. So I hope this answers your question, Jeremy.
Yep, that answers it. And I think people kind of, when they take a look at funding rounds, they just think of financially or monetary. But I think it's really important to develop that networking and those relationships so that you can reach those markets. So I think that kind of passes by when people think about seed funding. So I think, yep, that's pretty much answers that question for me. Thank you.
Perfect. It's also I want to add something. If you are doing a project like we did, and it started in 2017, and you start accepting venture capitals from day one, we have to be honest. Okay, you're creating backholders. Okay, you're creating people who hold a lot of tokens for not so many money. Okay, and these guys will determine your market for the next 4 to 5 years. So that is why we decided not to do that. And I think because we are now like 3 years from 2017, we are seeing a healthy market. We are seeing our token is spread like to 3,000 wallets right now. We don't have people holding like 500 million SHA tokens. So, and beneficial, this is long-term for the project. I think we made the perfect choice.
So I'm just going to jump on to Legino there as far as one thing. He states that our decisions now are going to be made, of course, as they have been the entire time, in the best interest of the organization. But there's one part of the organization that I want to make sure that everyone realizes when we go into a seed funding or seed A round, now that we're out of seed, essentially a pre-seed, if you will, the community is always going to be that other portion that we're going to be thinking about. We've been doing it for the last almost 3 years, and we don't intend on taking a path that becomes more focused on, let's say, wealth building or revenue building model, if that same model does not also address any shortcomings or anything in regards to our community. So when we go up for these rounds, these will be the conversations that we hold. And part of that is going to be, all right, if you own a portion based on equity holdings of, Safe Haven, Safe Tech, okay, understand we are a blockchain project that was built on community, okay, and that's going to be the most important part or I should say a very important part, maybe not the most, but definitely equal if not more, in regards to how this is going to affect the community and how they allow us to interact with the community. Now, granted, selling off equity is not going to be giving people 51% of ownership and telling us what to do, because that's not going to happen. But they're going to have a voice. And with that being said, they have to understand that so does our community. Even though they might not have equity, the community has a voice. And we're going to listen to that, just as we have done from the very beginning, and we will continue to do so moving forward. So I just wanted to clear that up. People get worried about equity funding rounds, and they get frightened about how that's going to change the model and the direction of any organization in regards to themselves, the community, right? Not here. Okay, so that's going to be part of it. So just make note of that.
Yeah. All right. Simone.
Yeah. I was curious about the application of Inherity outside the crypto world, because I'm pretty confident that Inherity will get a great adoption in cryptos. But what about, as you call, the traditional world? I mean, you will face with a completely different users probably and customer that I don't know if this kind of customer trust this technology. So maybe it's still early, but I was curious.
Well, this is the challenge, okay? So you have people who are active on cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology on a daily basis, okay? So these people have no idea on using, they have no problem with using Comet or with using VeChain Tor wallet or an Ethereum wallet and stuff like that, okay? But what we are doing right now is almost on a daily basis, we are emailing companies outside of the crypto market. We are emailing companies inside the traditional market, inside the banking, financial market, companies who are already offering these solutions to the customers, like vault solutions, inheritance solutions, okay? And then once you have done that, you have two different things, okay? First, you have the community edition from Inherity, who will be released like in the coming days, who is 100% decentralized, where you have to use Comet, where you have to do a transaction on the blockchain by yourself, okay? So you have to send your SHA tokens to Comet wallet and you have to do everything yourself. But then like October, November, we are releasing Inherity, our business solution, our BE, which will basically replace our community edition. But using 100% decentralized will still be an option, okay? So you can still use our Inherity like you will know it as of today with Comet, sending SHA token to your wallet and doing the transaction yourself. But the business edition will be where we will integrate our credits, you know, our personal credits, where people will be able to purchase, like, for example, 150 euros SHA credits with their credit card, with their Visa or their MasterCard, okay? And everything will happen like they are doing right now in the traditional market. Everything will go automatically. They will not have to sign a transaction on the blockchain. There is no need to send SHA to a Comet wallet because we will handle everything by ourselves in the background, okay? So actually the people who are basically coming from the traditional market, like say, for example, we are partnering with a Belgian bank, okay? And these guys have like 3 million users. They would want to have a solution that they could integrate who has no impact on the current customers, okay? It's very important for them that they can switch from one platform to another without telling their customers like, hey guys, if you want to do this, now you have to buy 1,000 SHA on KuCoin, or you have to buy 1,000 SHA on OceanX. It doesn't work like that, okay? It should be able that they can say like, hey guys, we're switching from our own solution to Inherity, but you don't have to do anything, okay? If you want to have a plan, just put in your credit card. You know, it's a recurring, for example, 10 euros a month recurring from your credit card, and they don't have to do anything. And if you can achieve that, and if you can release it like we have in mind, we want to release it together with some partners we are speaking to, these people will have no idea if they're using blockchain technology or not, because in their vision, they will still think that they are using a traditional solution. But in the background, they're using blockchain technology, they're using IPFS. They don't even need safety if they want to store it on IPFS or on a cloud solution, it's possible, okay? But they also have to recognize that if you're using 100% decentralized solution or a partial decentralized solution, you know, you have to take a balance in user friendliness, user experience, and safety and security, okay? And I still believe that like the millennials, like we all are, and people who are active in blockchain technology, we will always choose for the 100% decentralized, safe and secure solution, right? I don't care, I have to put in my safety. I have to put in my time on safety to store it or to write it down on my safety, okay? But we know that people not familiar with blockchain technology, they will use like the partial decentralized solution, whether it's a cloud storage, IPFS, where they can just put in a USB to storage their shares, you know what I mean? Or maybe just print them on paper, stuff like that. And we will have a solution like that as well. And it won't be far after the community edition. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. And do you think that different law and regulation of inheritance in the different countries can be a problem for adoption, or?
That's a good question. And that's the reason why we decided, or we are constantly pushing like, okay, guys, if you want to use Inherity, please take a lawyer or please take a notary as your merge authority or as the person who is handling all this stuff, okay? Because you can have blockchain technology who maybe is 100% secure, but you also need like a legal entity who can bring trust, okay? And basically we are a gateway, we are a platform, we are providing a technology where you can make a plan. It's not our, I will not say problem, but it's not on us to be or to concern ourselves with regulations around the world, because if we have to do that, we will burn all our money on legal fees. You know what I mean? It's up to the user to make sure that you are compliant with the legal laws, with the current laws and the local laws. And like I'm saying again, use blockchain technology, use a legal entity like a lawyer and notary, and you have the perfect solution.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm just going to touch on that real quick so we can move to the next question. So a couple of things. Everybody has different jurisdictions. This project is truly decentralized in the sense that our community is obviously decentralized. Our staff, our team is decentralized. So it's really going to be up to the, just because we provide the platform, the means, right? It's still important that I know how in the US I should be approaching a situation where someone has passed away. Same thing for those in Belgium, those in Italy, all over. It is this doesn't absolve people of being responsible for handling things in a legal sense, okay? It gives them the means. You still have to do that. That's a portion that we're not going to be able to have a solution for, because it's ever changing. There are people who get paid to do that, lawyers and notaries. They get paid to maintain that type of relationship with the local laws, to understand local laws, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna just second on Gino's mention of that. It's really not our responsibility, though we will have information out there as the TAN starts to ramp up, okay, we'll have that information so people can actually see it, okay, and they can find the documentation so that way they know their local laws and jurisdictions in regards to inheritance and that type of information. Now, back to the traditional market, talking about traditional market, and whereas we're getting a lot of interest. We've spoken with not just banks, but we're talking about traditional inheritance-based companies, okay, that keep vaults for family members and such. We're talking to these organizations, weekly, and they are they're very interested because they're starting to get the questions like Bitcoin and that kind of. They're starting to get cryptocurrency questions. It's maybe 5% of their questions that they're being asked at this point. But the point is, we all know, all six of us know that question is going to go from 5% to 15% in the next 5 years, let's say. Okay, we know that's coming. So they're going to have solutions in place, or solutions that they can draw their clients to, and we're engaging in being that solution. Okay, so we're having those conversations with the traditional inheritance market, not just the traditional banking market, but also the traditional inheritance market, okay? Because we know that it's coming, and they know that it's coming. Now, we have some people who are like, no, this isn't going to work for us just yet, and that's okay. There are some who are like, this is fantastic. This is what we're going to need. How do I involve myself? How do I get certified? How do I sign up on the TAN? How does this all? But these things are slow to come. They're just like the space. I mean, I've been in the space since 2014. The growth in the last 6 years is significant, okay? The growth in the last 6 months is significant. So it's just a matter of time before this all comes around and people start to see this as a viable method of transferring wealth between generations. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll move on to the next question.
And this is also the reason why we decided to not only have the family circle plan in our integrity platform, okay, and our inheritance platform, we also decided to have our business continuity plan, where people who can upload documents, shares and stuff like that, so they can use it in a traditional market, because we know that if we focus 100% on cryptocurrencies right now, we will put ourselves out of the market. You know what I mean? Because it needs time to mature. It needs time to people have trust in what we are doing. Also, the thing is, Simone, we have no idea what you guys encrypt on our platform, okay? So this could be your private key from a wallet, but at the same time, it could be your login from your Facebook page, okay? So you don't have to pay tax on your Facebook page when someone passes away, but you do have to pay tax on your Bitcoin. But we have no idea what it is. So that is why we encourage people like, okay, still please contact a lawyer, contact a legal entity, and use him as a trusted person in your Inherity platform. Okay. So we will still combine traditional market with cryptocurrencies. And like Thomas said, we will see the market keeps growing. And we can see it already now, big companies stepping in, traditional companies buying Bitcoins as a hedge against the dollar. This is just the beginning, you know, and it will, I think it will keep growing in the coming years. So, all right. Gasper, you're next.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. I really admire you guys for this small team, what you have achieved in the last 2-3 years. From the beginning, I really believe in this because there's a big need for this solution worldwide. Most of the people will really start realizing that in the coming years. What I would like to touch, because your product portfolio is quite big, a part of Inherity. What you guys have in focus for till the end of this year? Just Inherity, full focus on the community edition, business edition, and next year for the TorBlock, TorPay.
Yeah. So our focus 100% right now is Inherity. Okay. You know, to give an example, we have TorPay. TorPay is ready. You know, if we want, we can release it like in 5 minutes. We can push it out like today, you know, but we are fully focused on Inherity because we know that this is a solution that everybody needs. Okay. Concerning TorBlock, okay, TorBlock is a nice pool, okay, but it's a nice tool, but we can't forget that we have built TorBlock back in 2018 as a gesture to our community, okay, because people were asking, okay, we need like a pooling solution like you have PrimaBlock on Ethereum, okay, so we said, okay, let's make one, okay, and we did it like in 2-3 weeks. And since last year we have added charity and the fundraising extra. But we noticed that if we are contacting charity or charity organizations, like they're still hesitating to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of a donation, okay? And there are more platforms similar to that on the market right now, okay? Like you have Binance Charity, you have all of other cryptocurrency platforms who are pushing out charity solutions. But there is no one who is pushing out a solution like Inherity, you know? And we see that our company value will lie in Inherity. Like this is where our focus will be from now till December, but also from December till the end of December next year and the coming years, okay? Also, our focus will be on expanding to other networks, Ethereum, maybe Binance, Tron, you know, but because you need the masses, okay? And you have to be honest, not everyone likes VeChain, not everyone likes Ethereum, not everyone likes Binance, okay? So if we have someone coming from Binance, but who doesn't like VeChain, he wants to use the solution on his favorite chain, you know what I mean? So this is where our focus will be in the coming months, maybe in the coming years. And we realize that we have a lot of solutions, but this is also the reason my Cometverse is not live at the moment, because we don't want to spend any resources. We don't want to spend any funds on that right now. And we have Comet, we have planned with Comet, you know. We have TorBlock, it's live, it's working, you know. The TorBlock focus will be in the first place Ethereum integration. That's it, okay? So we won't spend a lot of funds and resources on these other platforms, you know. Inherity is our focus, and it will remain our focus for the coming years.
Great to hear that, really.
So I just want to, again, focus on what we were talking about in regards to Inherity being the #1 focus. There's a reason for that, not only when we're talking about delegation of funds, not only when we're talking about delegation of resources, human capital, right? We want the community to be able to focus on one thing. Because if you've looked at the growth in the last probably 6 weeks, if not, let's say 2 months, okay, our community has been hyper focused on inheriting. We tried to drive that with the drawing, the weekly drawing. We tried to drive that focus, even though it's a fun drawing, it's really to get people thinking and realizing that we're only on inheriting. We're only thinking about that. And because it is important that we don't fatigue the market. In other words, we don't want to fatigue the market. We don't want to fatigue our community. In the sense that if the community is active on Twitter and they're active within the Telegram and they're active outside of our communities, okay? You guys have been pushing and bringing people in, right? So the tweets that go out, Jeremy, your work, when you start to calculate our numbers, official, unofficial nodes, stuff like that, okay? These things are your initiatives that you guys have taken yourself, okay? And this is why we owe you so much, because you've taken yourself and you've expanded the community at large. If we give you too much, if we give the community too much, right, the community is likely to become fatigued, which means it's not gonna matter whether it's Inherity that we're pushing out, whether it's an announcement about a liquidity platform, whether it's a new part, everyone's just gonna be like, wow, it's exciting, but it's almost too much. And we can't focus on where we need to be as a community to help the project and the team, and in turn, ourselves as a community, in a trajectory and where we wanna go. So that's why the focus is Inherity, because it doesn't fatigue the community. And that's important. We don't want to fatigue the community. So I just wanted to jump on, but you guys know that there's a reason that's beyond just the business approach. It's also the community. We want the community to be able to focus on driving adoption and driving awareness on one project and not 9. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
good question.
Makes sense.
And it was kind of funny because Andy called me like 1 hour ago. He said, okay, Logino, we received an invoice for our domain name Congruity. Remember Congruity? That was like you have local Bitcoin platform where you could be able to trade VIP tokens over the counter, like we say, like doing OTC trades. And he said, what do you want to do with this domain name? And I said, okay, look, you can keep it for 1 year, okay? And if you haven't done anything with it in the first year, you can drop it, okay? Because it makes no sense to do something else if we haven't finished what we just started. And in my opinion, Inherity is our core. We have started in 2017. If you look at our logo, it says the solution to digital inheritance. That was basically our first baseline beneath our logo. And if you look right now, it says home for crypto financial needs, you know, so that changed. But if it was up to me, I would change it again tomorrow to the solution to digital inheritance, you know what I mean? And if it was up to me, I would, to be honest, I would drop Torblock, I would drop Comet first, and I would drop all the other solutions. But we also know that, like, for example, Comet, okay, why did we buy Comet from the Toshin guys? Because it's important to not rely on a third-party service for your wallets, okay? It's extremely important to have your own infrastructure when you're building such a solution. Because, like, for example, in Torblock, we have Arcane, okay? So we have Arcane and Comet, we have both. Arcane is doing really well. These are our friends from Belgium. We have contact with them basically on a daily basis. But you never know what's going to happen with these companies. Anything can happen, you know, they can disappear. And look, Torblock is a solution we made back in 2018. It could be a very strong solution if we integrated Ethereum and others, because, you know, how amazing the VeChain ecosystem is, you know. We love being in the VeChain ecosystem. It's truly amazing. But in my opinion, you know, we need more projects coming in. We need more projects doing TGEs, doing fundraisings on the Ethereum blockchain before we can speak of a successful Torblock fundraising and charity platform, okay? So it's not smart to put in extra money if we don't see new projects floating in from VeChain themselves, you know? And we understand that because VeChain is doing amazing things. They're focusing on building their own company. But we are talking to projects as well who are now building on Ethereum and then say like, guys, come to VeChain, okay? It's awesome, it's an awesome community, but it's not our responsibility to bring in more projects. So Torblock is there, you can use it, we will keep it, okay? We will not drop it, it's there, it works. But we will not spend extra funds on it right now because inheritance is our main focus. And you know, Safe Haven is known as a solution to digital inheritance, and that won't change, you know. So just to give my view on these things right now.
Yeah, great to hear that you really stayed on the foundation.
It makes no sense in shooting to 10 different projects and missing 9 times. You know, it's better to shoot 10 times at the same projects and win 9 times. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
All right. So anyone have something else he wants to share or he wants to ask? I saw a lot of questions, Jeremy. Shoot them, man. You have time.
All right. Since we're talking and Thomas was talking so much about the community aspect of things, I wanted to ask, were there any updates on the ambassador program after Inherity release?
On the, I didn't hear you, Jeremy.
Ambassador program.
Yeah, that's Thomas's responsibility.
See that? You guys see that? Okay. No, it's just so there's a lot of community initiative going on. Okay. You know, the ambassador program, which is really kind of meld with the government, right? That's what we expect to see in truth. Cove, which is based on you know, Thorblock charity. These are initiatives that we started to. We just Cove, for example. I just wanted to claim the name. I liked it. Okay, so it was like, I'm going to start this initiative. I'm going to tell guys what's going on, and then we started to swing our view towards Inherity, just as we've been doing. So Cove kind of got put off to the side. Now, the ambassador program, stuff like what you're seeing right now happen, us having a conversation with you guys, whether you're tagged with an ambassador or not, you guys are ambassadors, okay? So this is why we're doing this, and this is why we're doing, because otherwise these would be held in person to some degree, right? So that's essentially what we'd be doing with an ambassador program is, you know, holding these kind of conferences and discussing with people who see value in the in the project and the solution, but see it from the eye looking in as opposed to us looking out, and that's important, and that's why we wanted those community projects, those community initiatives, because as we look out, there's a good possibility we're missing something. It could be anything, but we're missing it, okay? And you guys probably aren't. And that's why we have done, if you guys have seen over the years, Nebula, you're quite new. Jeremy, you've been here. Gasper, you've been here. Simone, when did you get here roughly? Just so I have an understanding.
2 months, 2 years.
Okay, so another new guy, and that's good. See, the perspective of Nebula and Simone is different, is going to differ between Gasper and Jeremy, right? Because they've been here for so long. But it's important that we reach out to the community and we get the type of information and we get eyes looking in as opposed to ourselves. And sometimes we have those horse blinders on, you know, and we don't see what is on the peripherals because we're so dead set on addressing one thing at a time, okay? So the community initiatives, ambassador programs, we're gonna start to see those things kind of ramp up now. We're gonna start to see more involvement, this type of AMA / discussion / roundtable. We're gonna start to see those happen more often, okay? When things start to normalize, I'm talking about globally, okay, globally. The ambassador program is going to kick off, okay? Nebula, you might want to start something down, if I'm correct, Texas?
Over in the southeast near Mississippi.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're like the bayou, got it.
You're the panhandle.
Gotcha. So with that being said, you know, essentially, if you want to try to host something, okay, as an ambassador, okay, or Jeremy, you want to host something as an ambassador, or anybody, okay, who is an ambassador program that we feel has been around long enough, they know what they're talking about, we can, you know, see the stands behind Legino there. those are the kind of things that we want to be able to provide for ambassadors. And this is providing the type of materials, the handouts, the whatever it is when you guys have a physical, ambassador roundtable or something like that. If you're having something where you wanted to start an initiative local to your geographical region, where you are essentially the subject matter expert, or SME, if you will, on Safe Haven, okay? We're gonna look to, kind of fund those little items on the side. They're not big things, they're not a lot of monetary value, but we're gonna look to support those ambassadors in getting that message out. So you don't go to let's say you want to have a discussion at a local restaurant with a couple of people, okay? They're interested in Safe Haven, they're interested in crypto, they're interested in inheritance, whatever it may be, okay? We're not going to let you do that on your own. And though we can't be there, okay, doesn't mean we can't support your method. We doesn't mean that we can't support the initiative that you have taken as an ambassador. And this is a general, because this will be recorded to everybody. So I'm talking to everybody out there right now, not just you four. We're going to be there to help you build and make that seem like you do have a team behind you. Though you may not be part of the team, you are part of the team. And we're going to make sure that you guys have the resources available when you take that step out there, if that's what you'd like to do. So Jeremy, I hope that kind of addresses that sort of. The real big thing right now is COVID. It's just making things very difficult. So
normally we had our first one planned for like the south of Europe, the side Belgium, Netherlands, the France side, and I was thinking about doing like a big event on the Inherity launch, but because of COVID-19, we were not able to do that. But that was also the reason why I said to the team when we started our node program, like, guys, okay, there has to be a hoodie, like the sweater. It has to be in there as a reward, and it's not in there for nothing. It's in there for a reason, because we know that people holding a node and who are coming to that 9 months tier who can claim the hoodie, these are loyal people. These are people who have an idea about what they are doing, because otherwise they wouldn't be around this long, And we don't care about giving 500 or 1,000 people a hoodie, because this means that we have 500 or 100,000 loyal community members who are ready to spread the word, who are ready to host meetings. And like Thomas said, if you guys have an idea, like when COVID-19 is a thing of the past, if you guys have an idea and you want to do a small meetup, like in a pub, in a local pub, or everywhere you want, just contact us, okay? Send us an email, ping me or Thomas or Telegram. You can send us your ideas, and we are here to help. We are here to fund those things because it's beneficial for the project as well.
And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of people who have been here for a long time, right, start to take these initiatives kind of on their own, right?
Yeah, we have one coming out this week.
Right. So these initiatives, people are the members of the community are coming out and saying, can we do this? Can we do this? Can you support us? So, can you support? Do you see any means to support us in doing these? And normally we're more than welcome. We're more than thankful to help and to support, the initiative of the community member who has taken the time to produce something of value, right? Now, it's important that when the community does do this, that everything comes through us and we review everything. But most of the time, we're as long as there was thought put through it, I'm going to be able to review those things. And even if it's not quite the caliber of which I want it to be, and what Logino wants it to be, and what we as a team want it to be, we're still willing to help and bring it up to that caliber and then support on top. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like if someone's coming with an idea, it's not like we will say, for example, Jeremy, you have an idea and you're coming to us, and we feel like it's not really something we see ourselves do. It's not like we will say, no, Jeremy, okay, no, not today, okay, or not maybe this month. But it is something that we will say, okay, Jeremy, look, this is what you brought to us. This is our vision, you know. We can help each other. We will help you and polish it, of like bringing it to the level we want it to be, and then we can host it together, you know. Everyone is welcome. If you have ideas, if you have something in mind, you know, don't hesitate and just speak to us, okay? So we are here, so don't hesitate, okay?
Right.
I see Thomas' other obligations have came up.
Sounds good. Does anyone else have a question?
Sorry, guys. That was a dad moment.
No problem.
Oh, it's all
I've
good.
seen it happen on live television. I think it's cool. Some people think it's cute. I mean, it was a dad moment. So sorry, community.
You know what they say? If it's still dead, it's okay until it's mom's.
So thank you for being understanding, everybody in Safe Haven community.
Yeah, sure.
That was a live moment. That's real.
All right.
I did have a question about the nodes, if y'all don't mind. So okay. Pertains to the nodes, do y'all feel like there's going to be some type of node improvement setting that's going to be added within like the Safe Node app to allow people to essentially do some sort of like open pool contracting for a hard locking to where the community can get together and upgrade together to a new node?
Yeah.
And like contract with,
Yeah. You know,
well,
like
I mean for the actual nodes itself though.
well, our TorBlock solution, you can pool for a node with anyone you want on TorBlock. Okay. So basically on TorBlock, we have TorBlock pooling, you have TorBlock charity, and you have TorBlock fundraising. And the TorBlock pooling can be set up like you can go for a node, like if you have 5 friends, they say, guys, we want a legacy, and you can do it on TorBlock, okay? But
That's awesome.
yeah, but if you want to do that, contact the team, because contact Andy or Jürgen, because there has to be some technical adjustments to make sure everything runs smoothly, but it's possible, okay? And about the node application, all our nodes are basically on the blockchain. They are NFTs, okay? And we have used the same smart contract as the VeChain nodes, okay? So what we have in mind is that we will, it's not for tomorrow, okay, but there's something we are thinking about, is that we will put a limitation on the amount of connect nodes, harbor nodes, legacy nodes, and consensus nodes, okay? Like if you're looking right now, like for example, in March, you could purchase a legacy node for $2,000, $3,000, okay? But if you now want to purchase a legacy node, it's like, I have to check like $160,000, something like that, okay? So a lot of things have changed. But so some people will not be able to have a legacy or have a consensus of have a harbor, or, you know, or maybe some other people want a legacy or want a consensus. But if you put a limitation on it, the first thing we will do is make them tradable, okay? Like you can trade your consensus status, you can trade your connect status, okay? This is something we are thinking about, okay? It is not for tomorrow, maybe not for next week or next month, maybe not for the coming 6 months, okay? But this is a question from our community, like, will you guys make your nodes tradable, okay? The infrastructure is there, the contracts are there, we can do it. About the node application, we know it can be approved, but it's doing its job as of right now, okay? People can claim their node, people can claim their rewards, it's doing its job. And as of today, it's not smart to put extra resources and put extra people on the node application, okay? Because we have other things who are priority right now, okay? But it's something we can.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay, so we got 10 minutes left. Does anyone have anything in regards to community-based, marketing-based? Do you have personal questions? Do you want to know what type of
You're bombing us
email uses?
daily. You guys are bombing us daily. There's a lot of information to digest, really, in the last week, if I'm honest.
And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, you know, community overload and fatigue, because, you know, there's so much information coming out And trust me, what you guys are seeing is a fraction of what's going on between the founders and I and the rest of the team. And we're fatigued. We're fatigued. We've been fatigued for months, but you know what? We're just going to keep on going. And as long as you guys are with us, you know, when those announcements go out, it's important that you guys don't get fatigued, so that way you can just drive them home, drive them into Twitter, drive them into the communities, drive them into, you know, grassroots. Look at this as a grassroots, not political, grassroots build up, you know, and that's what's going to be most important to us, so that we don't run into that fatigue. And we'll keep each other posted as far as community and organization. And that way everybody kind of keeps moving. The wheels are never spinning. We're always moving in a forward direction. Okay. We want to keep that trajectory. We want to keep that. We want to keep what we're seeing right now moving. You know, we want to keep. We don't want to lose the inertia, because right now, you know, I don't mean this in the sense of value of the token. Okay, I'm a community, not value of the token. Okay, our trajectory. We are a rocket ship right now. Okay, as an organization and as a community. I'm talking about the number of community members. I'm talking about the number of influx between emails and discussion that we're having on the backside. This is a rocket ship, and we're hitting it hard. And you know, we're excited, and we're hoping everybody else is excited, because it's a long time coming that we've worked towards this. But again, you know, we don't want that fatigue to occur. And that's, Gasper, you just basically said, you know, this is a lot of information to digest the last week. And that's where we need to kind of balance, you know, are we putting out too much? Are we putting out too little? Are they comfortable as a community? Can they keep up? Right?
Yeah,
It's not that we don't think
I know
it's just a lot.
It definitely, it's really hard for the newcomers, new members. It's easier
which is why
for us.
Jeremy and you are crucial.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's crucial, because the newcomers are coming and just trying to learn it. And there's a lot to learn, you know, and you guys who have been here, the OGs, if you will, okay, of Safe Haven, you know, you guys got it. I can't have you guys fatigued. I need you to keep up with us. It's not that you aren't. I just don't want to get into a point where you aren't. And you know what I mean? And that's my point. So, Legino, you got anything to drop?
Yeah, you know, like especially like Jeremy and Gasper, who has been with us for a very long time. Okay, you know, this is something I have been telling from day one. Everything's happening for a reason. Okay, it's for a reason that today we announced KuCoin. Okay, because what would be the sense if we announced KuCoin 6 or 9 months ago? Okay, you know what I mean? Because the product wasn't ready. Okay. So you have to go with the momentum, okay? So since 2017, we have like December 2017 when we launched Safe Haven. From, you know, we have been seeing the peak of the market. You know, January, February 2018 was like the peak of the market, okay? And since then, the market has kept going down. Like you know, what I believe the bottom was like March, April, when we saw the COVID-19 crash and stuff like that, okay? And now we will see the momentum in the market coming back, okay? So imagine we have announced KuCoin back in January, okay? And there was like 6, 7, 8 months between KuCoin, where we now can show Inherity to 5 million more people. And imagine we did that back in January, and when we release Inherity like next week or early September, okay, we would have lost it all. You know, this would have been a waste of energy. You know what I mean? And every choice we have made in the past 3 years, like, okay, I have seen messages on Twitter from people saying, "Oh, these guys need to wake up. Okay, these guys are losing all the momentum. What are they doing? You know, what's happening? Where is Safe Haven? They are dead." You know, these are the messages we have seen. And these are the messages hitting our team on a daily basis. Okay, it's not fun, but it's part of the game, right? But we always maintained our vision, and we always maintained our goal. And we knew that from the moment we knew that Inherity was ready to release, we need to step up with our marketing. And this is what we have done for the past 3 months, okay? And I had a phone call with Andy today, and I asked him, like, Andy, if you could go back to 2017 and do everything all over again, what would you change in what we have done? Okay. and we both agreed on we wouldn't have changed nothing, you know, nothing. Because right now we have a strong product. We have a very strong, loyal community who has been with us since day one, new people coming in, but like the real diehards like Jeremy, Gasper, and all the others who have been with us, they have seen heights and they have seen lows, you know? And these are the people we need, like Simone is new, Nibla are new, but you guys are doing an amazing job already. And I'm sure that maybe in 6 months or in 1 year, we will see highs and we will see lows together, you know what I mean? But Casper is coming back, I will let him in. But you know, everything has been done for a reason. We have been speaking to a lot of liquidity platforms in the past few weeks, me and Thomas especially, and we think that with KuCoin we made the best decision to move forward as of right now. You know, because as in the project perspective, you have to be ready to go on a Binance and you have to be ready to go on a Bittrex, because people most of the time don't realize what it takes in, you know, supporting our market in liquidity terms, in infrastructure terms, okay? You know, people talk about the listing fees. You know, listing fees are important, but maintaining a market on Binance or maintaining a market on Bittrex or KuCoin, it's also spending a lot of money, you know what I mean? Because you have to make sure that people are able to purchase a SHA token on the market without pushing the market up 10% or 15%, or should be able to sell the SHA token without, you know, dumping the market 10 or 20%. But it's Safe Haven who needs to provide all this liquidity. And why did we announce KuCoin, for example, this week? Because we're close to release Inherity Community Edition, and we are close to release Inherity Business Edition, and we need people. If we want to have like 5,000, 10,000, or 1 million users, we need to provide a healthy market environment, okay? Or people will hesitate to purchase your SHA token and you will lose users. That's how it is. That's how the market rolls. So everything happens for a reason, and we are as of today because, you know, we did what we thought was best for the project. All right. It's quiet.
Just taking it all in. That was some great information. I loved it. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah, well, you know,
it's fabulous.
Back in 2016, when I came into the market, you know, I also had no idea what it was to. You have different visions, okay? You have people who are the community who have no idea how it is behind the screens, okay? And did we underestimate it back in 2017? Yeah, maybe, okay? Did we thought it would be that hard? Yeah, maybe. I'm honest, you know. It's asking a lot of it's asking a lot of energy on a personal level from our families, you know, like from Thomas's family, my family. It's asking a lot of how do I say this? Dedication. I need to say no to some personal family things which I would rather attend to, you know what I mean? If my wife is coming to me and she says, "Hey Logino, I want to go to Disneyland with the kids for the next 3 days," you know, this is, my head is starting to explode, you know, because we know that in this stage we can't be absent for 3 days in a row, you know what I mean? So yeah. we had to make yeah, how do you say this, sacrifice or something like that, but it's all worth it. And you know, I have built, next to our personal family, we have built a new family, which is our community, and we can't wait to host our first meetings in real life, like in the US, Europe, so we can meet in person and we can discuss other things as well. Okay, so I think we have to wrap up here, Thomas, because we have another meeting to attend to. Okay, so it was nice speaking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we will do more of these.
Really?
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys spending an hour with us. It's good. We look forward to some more of these with everybody. Okay.
Exactly. So
Thank you all.
for everything, guys, and keep pushing, and we will do the same. We will keep pushing as well. Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Godspeed.
Take care. Stay safe.
Yeah.